Hey Johannes, listen, thank you very much for going through the program with us, just to show you obviously what I'm doing with the guys. I mean, clearly there's not going to be much I can teach you, but you know what? I'm probably going to get something out of this myself that I can pass on to the team. So I mean, it's never a bad thing really. So yeah, I mean, 90% attack, 53%. I mean, it's top of your game, of course, mate. I bet your defence is better than that as well because you've probably shared metal along your journey. Um, Now, the reason I do these screens, so first of all, I'm seeing where where people are obviously looking to upgrade. So I mean, the fact that you've got mortarmen progressing very nicely, you've obviously got snipers at level 5 doing well. I use this screen here. You do get a lot of people might still only have 800 of your 1200 because they haven't realised you can upgrade. So you're looking at for things along that sort of line. Now I know this troop platoon alpha at the moment is obviously set up to do the event. I get that, but you know, obviously, you can clearly imagine that if anybody, you look at that screen and you see it a lot. I tell you what, you know, if they've got like 5 tanks in there and looking forward to getting another couple of tanks in, you just know that they're not attacking properly. They're actually trying to steamroll the way through with no finesse, massive oil. Obviously, cost to do with that sort of attack. This screen's useful because I mean, you know, if you haven't got the PK and you haven't got the Humvee IFVs, then obviously I'll steer you that direction. But also daft little stuff. I mean, if you've got the regular Humvee and not the IFV, and say your Humvee's at level 3, I mean, you know what? Stop right there, mate. Go get your Humvee IFV because then you can stop wasting your crits for building and start obviously, buying them. Can't you? It's 100k per Humvee IFV. And then obviously once you've then got plenty of those, your crits just become obviously upgrades rather than building, and then you can upgrade quicker. I did the same with choppers as well. I didn't get choppers till quite late on, and obviously I then had lots of crits to upgrade them rather than building and things along that sort of line. The defence, I'm looking to make sure that they haven't, say, got 6 tanks on that first slot, and you know what, by the time the tanks come out, everybody's gone home. So I'm looking for stuff like that, and you do get a lot of that. You get a lot of that with the troops as well, where they don't realise, you know what, your troops aren't even getting deployed because you've got them on. I mean, what had somebody today? I think they had 24 seconds on the first slot and then 60 seconds on the second slot. It was like, fucking hell, man, we'll have gone on for tea and took the ball with us, you know. So he's just trying to look out for stuff along that sort of line. You can deduce a lot from how they attack, how they defend, how they're upgrading, how much obviously you've got XP left and things along that sort of line. I mean, to be honest, you'll have to talk to us about this, mate. I notice you've obviously got Zeus in your first slot, which I know will obviously double up in air defence. No doubt, obviously, it's far more than that now. But you've got quite a few of these snipers in. Now, obviously, yes, I get how they'll work for air. I'm not quite sure how they work on land, so perhaps you can guide us on that, mate. And maybe you're thinking along the Humvee IFV, because I know snipers are particularly good at taking out the buggy format. So is that your thought? Is that your thinking? Be interesting to see what your guidance is there, mate. Because I can take some and put that to the team. So that's why these are useful. Because not only do I learn, the team learns, but then that learning gets shared. Daft little stuff here. So if you look at your Bravo, I mean, nowadays should you be putting a tank in there to absorb the firepower from the newer turrets. So a couple of abs in there first, maybe that's the bullet sponge, as it was described to me yesterday by Trump's all in one of his videos. So again, there's development in there even for somebody of your level. Is that something we need to look at? You'll get people. I mean, you've got 1200 here. You get people that actually haven't even done that. You know what I mean? They're still running about on 800 or 1000. So again, it's really, really useful. And then the biggest single thing that I find is this, mate. I go straight into the screen as part of the video. So I look at all that and say, right, you want to be looking at this, that, the other. And then we start to look at this. Now, clearly, your base should be absolutely spot on. Your deployment, your spawn zones, if you will, are clearly going to be well pushed out, exactly how we want it. A lot of people don't understand that though, mate. You know what I mean? So it's quite an eye opener. you obviously understand clearly the benefits of surrounding this corral method, where all your troops and everything are going to be trapped inside that wall. Again, you know yourself, when you go out there, most people don't understand that, so I'm trying to instill that into the team. I actually attacked one of our team members the other day when I did the base assessment, because they had the spawn zone here, and then they had the war factory where you've got your airstrip, and then they had the barracks here. You know, and I just obviously had a couple of snipers in my arsenal, and I just destroyed them to wait for the choppers to come up, and then it was just game over, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It was quite an eye opener, and that was their second base attempt, mate. You know, that was after I'd said, you know what, you need to do this, this, and this, and this. So we must make sure that we plan, do, and then review, do a second assessment, a third if required. But no, this is what I've been doing with all the guys. You know what I mean? What we're in 5 minutes, mate. We're nearly approaching 6 minutes, and I've probably distilled as much information as about a month's worth of typing. I'm hoping, even with my Yorkshire tone, it's not as sexy as you Americans, I do get that, but I'm hoping, you know, it's interesting to listen. It's I mean, one of the guys described it to me yesterday. He says, fucking hell, I'd been drawing arrows and typing loads of notes, you know what I mean, and that's how I was trying to teach them, and obviously all I'm doing is zooming in and sort of showing this, that, the other. It was just, you know, it's so simple, takes very little time, and then obviously I think what it does, it then builds up that trust with the guys. It creates massive engagement. They get excited by the videos because it's very personal rather than just generic. And then they start coming back to you, oh, what, I've done this, I've done that, you know, and then obviously you're trying to get them to go on Discord all the time and say, oh, you know, my new base did this, my new base did that, a level 50 come in and knocked himself, you know, and they feel really strong about themselves. Because I tell you what, mate, if you have a really strong defence, you know, you feel that you can go out there and attack. You don't feel like, you know, you're going to get absolutely kicked all over. You know, you feel really motivated, and it's a really good for the team. And I think overall the team's absolutely fantastic, mate. I think we've done a great job. But this will just bring the people with a 29% sort of base defence probably nearer to the sort of 40s. I mean, that can't be bad, can it, mate? You know, so that's kind of why I'm wanting a little bit of buy-in from the team. You know, and obviously maybe to sort of share a little bit of the workload as well, because there's quite a bit to do, I'm sure. But it seems to be working really well. But proof of the pudding's going to be in the eating, mate, and obviously we'll go from there. So, yep, thank you very much. I will send this via YouTube to yourself. And do you know what, mate? Keep doing what you're doing. I think we'll keep you on. You're obviously you're doing really well, mate. Take care.